Hey, we finally got a rainy day today. It rained about a week ago. We got a good 1.5 inches last week, and it looks like we're going to get another inch or so this week, so that's perfect. However, it might be a little bit too late for some early season food plots that you may have planted. I checked a clover plot the other day, and the clovers came up, but they're pretty crispy. They're brown around the edges. They don't look too good. Not very palatable. Grass is starting to come up. Foxtail grass loves to grow in this hot, dry weather, and it sort of takes over the world. So we're going to treat that and replant, or just treat it and see if the clover will bounce back with this fresh rain. Now, if you look at your food plots and they're totally failed, and all across the country this year, we've had about a month with no rain. So a lot of times you may find that your food plots are just brown and crispy and no amount of rain is going to fix it. So I want to go over 7 plants that you can plant in the summer that'll thrive in this heat and they can take dry weather. So the first one I want to talk about is sorghum sudan grass. Sorghum sudan, as the name implies, when you think about Sudan, you're looking at a hot, dry place in the world. So this grass will get really tall. It's great for putting on your food plot edges no matter what, because it's a great screening plant. But it also puts on a nice seed head. And that seed head will mature out in the fall, and deer will eat that. In the meantime, you can get some good cover on your soil. You get something that is growing, roots in the ground at all times, remember. And you can also get some forage and some cover. Deer will bed down in it. I'll tell you a story about sorghum sudan. One time I planted a clover planting in the spring, which I don't do anymore usually, unless a customer absolutely wants it. But I planted this clover and it all fizzled out because we had 3 weeks with no rain right after I planted it. So I asked the seed dealer what I should do. He said, try some sorghum sudan. So, now at this time, I think it was late June probably, I drilled it in and I got plants that were 7-8 feet tall, and deer were bedding in there. And in the fall, they were standing on their hind legs to eat the seed heads. And I'll tell you one cool thing about having sorghum sudan at the edge of your food plot. As soon as you get to the end of the summer, they dry out. They get real crackly, and they make a lot of noise when deer come through them. One time there was a buck that would come out of his bedding area, and you couldn't set up on him where he came out into the food plot because he had the wind in his favor, and he only came out right at dark. So I had sorghum sudan at the edge of that food plot, and ahead of that a little bit was a small pine tree. So one day when the wind was going across a little bit and he had an angling wind, I got behind that pine tree. And when I heard him coming through, making all that noise, his antlers were hitting the sorghum sudan canes and crackling and making a ton of noise, I drew. And as soon as he came around that pine tree, I let him have it. So great advantages to sorghum sudan. The next plant I want to talk about is buckwheat. Buckwheat likes hot weather. I'm not a big fan of buckwheat because deer can take it or leave it. If they don't have anything better, they'll eat it, but it's a great pollinator plant. It's a great plant for soil building, and it doesn't amount to much unless you're kind of down towards the south or you have really good soil. If you have rich soils, buckwheat will grow. Most of the soils that I grow it in are not high quality soils, and usually I get a buckwheat that's about that tall. But it will germinate in some pretty hot weather. Sunnhemp is a great plant. Also, if you're into hot weather and if you're south of the Mason-Dixon line, you can get full-size sunnhemp plants, which are 6 feet tall. I suggested it for a guy down in Georgia. He had real sandy, droughty soils down there. He put sunnhemp in, and he had 6-7 foot sunnhemp plants. Actually went to flower and everything. Deer were eating the leaves all summer. It was fantastic. So that's a good choice for hot weather. Cowpeas are a great choice for hot weather. Any kind of legume like that is always a good soil builder, and deer love them. So you got to get them down 1.5 inches to get down to where the moisture is, and you can get away from that hot, dry, sun-baked surface. Okay, so next is sunflowers. Sunflowers, if you can get them to take off, they put a root down pretty fast, and they'll they'll grow tall and provide leaves, and then later on in the year you'll have seeds. And everything eats sunflower seeds. Soybeans. Get a short season soybean. If you get a soybean that's bred to grow like in the northwest, like Montana and Canada, you can plant that in July and you'll get a soybean stand by the end of summer. And everybody knows that deer love soybeans. And keep in mind, with soybeans you have to have a lot of space, because if you don't have a lot of area, the deer will just hammer them. Millet is another grass that will handle that really hot, dry weather. So you might say, well, which one do I choose? Well, I say choose all of them. Make a mix of all these plants, put them in. You should always use a seed drill to get them down to where they need to be. All these plants can be planted pretty deep, and that's a must-have in the summertime so that they can get down to where the moisture is. So mix them together, use a seed drill, beg, borrow, steal, whatever you got to do to get a seed drill. You know, a lot of times if you're late in the season, farmers in your area might be all done with their planting, and you can hire them for like $90 an hour. They'll go out and they'll plant your seeds for you. Every county, well, I shouldn't say every county, but most counties have a seed drill that you can rent. You just need a tractor to pull it with. The Amish usually share seed drills, and you can pull them with your pickup truck because they have an external motor and hydraulic pump on them. So you don't need a tractor to lift them up and down. Okay, so if you want to mix seeds together to make a multi-species food plot, which you should always do, I have a free training that you can tap into. Just click on the link down below and you get that free training, and I'll show you how to go about mixing your seeds together properly at the proper ratios, okay? So check that out and make sure you let me know how it goes. All right, and I'll see you on the next video.